I will close you. I will shut you down. I will make sense and communicate with you why we're gonna do it now. My shirt says Elliott. Most of the time, it says psycho competitor. The reason why is because you're gonna get psycho. I'm psycho for my marriage. I'm psycho for my kids. I'm psycho for my team. I'm psycho in everything that I care. I'm psycho for God. I love everything. And by the way, I'm not like anyone else, and you shouldn't be either. The person that's been ruining your life is you. The person that has been making your relationship hard is you. The person that has been disconnecting you from your children is you. And here's what's gonna happen to you. You'll never out-earn your own self-worth. Self-worth is everything. What's your value? I can tell you, I can say, write down your value right now. What is it you think you're worth? And if you write down a number that's higher than what you're currently making, that is a lie. That is a lie, because you would be making it if you truly thought you were worth it. You would find a way. If you believe that was your real value, you would get there. So early, I call this immature. In order to make more money than you're making now, you gotta mature. You have to mature. I out-matured all my friends really fast. And I love that you guys are women, because women are super mature. So as I'm talking to you, I'm pretty sure you guys can pick this shit up really quick. So at 18, I asked a question. I said, what does the top guy or gal make in automotive? Because that was the job I got. And he said 125 grand a year. It's 1999. That's 6 figures. That's a lot of money. Guess what happened? Made 125 grand my first year. There's this little thing called programming that you guys do to yourself. I can't do it to you. I can try my best, but how you receive the information and how you program you is all on you. This is where you guys, this is where a real training starts. Your greatest responsibility are your thoughts. They're yours. They're all yours. That's your mind. And God gave it to you to be great. And the devil wants to freaking destroy you. You must understand what is good and is bad. And you must audit everything in your life, everyone in your life, all the people in your life, and you must audit you, most importantly. The person that's been ruining your life is you. The person that has been making your relationship hard is you. The person that has been disconnecting you from your children is you. It's all been you. The person that has a problem with you in the mirror is you. It's all you. Self-mastery is to master oneself, like Kobe Bryant mastered basketball. Your job is to master you. Now, you need to know what you want and who you want to become. And so at 19 years old, I had a new manager. There's 3 ways to change your life. If today I tell you guys that you're going to be different next year than you'll be this year. How many of you said last year, you're like, I'm going to be different next year, or I'm going to make more money next year. And then next year came and you're still the fucking same. I know people that have made the same money for 5 years straight. But every year, maybe they made 5 or 10 grand more. You're in sales, folks. Like, this isn't a salary job. We don't move up in 10 grands. We move up in hundreds of thousands. That's how we move in sales. And you may say, oh, well, people don't do that in our company. Says who? Says who? You've programmed yourself to believe someone else or to believe that shit. But I ain't buying it for a second. And I'm gonna tell you why you'll learn. So I have something in sales, I call it a delusional belief. What does that mean? That means whatever I say is gonna happen is gonna happen. By the way, whatever you think is really gonna happen is gonna happen. That's the rule of the game. It doesn't matter. No one can change this. It's the law of manifestation. Whatever you say is gonna happen is gonna happen. Now, some of you may say, well, I don't believe in that shit. Well, I'm gonna tell you this, whether you believe in it or not, it is truly happening. And because you don't think big, the law of manifestation, because you don't think big, that's exactly what's happening in your fucking life right now. So whether you want to believe it or not, it is happening. It is a fact, okay? However you think is however your life's going. So at 19, I had a new manager. I said, new people, new information, and a new experience will change you from this year to this year. What are we doing today? New person, I met you guys. New information, I'm giving you guys some new information. Maybe I'm delivering, maybe you've heard this before, but I might be delivering it a little differently. New experience, we're experiencing a new experience. Today, there's a deal. Who likes Tony Robbins? Raise your hand. You know who he is? You know what he says? Super important, guys, if you're watching this video right now and you're like, Andy, I'm not built like that. Bullshit. Yes, you are. Got to train. That's the way it works. Train or complain, it's your choice. Okay, every day I train the greatest in the world. You know what I mean? Are you ready to kick some ass and build your legacy and make history? If you are, in the description box below on this YouTube video, there's gonna be a link. You click on it, enter your phone number, email, full name, and I will personally reach out to you in the next 24 hours. If you're serious about kicking some ass, going to the new level, recreating, next version of yourself, I'm your guy. Let's kill it. Total immersion. Total immersion. He does these events, right? And he does them for freaking 19 hours a day for 7 days straight. You know why? Because when people come in, he totally immerses them in this new information, this new experience with a new person. And then they leave and they're forever changed. You can do it in this room right now. All of you guys can walk out of here different. So there's this thing called the mind. And I had a new person, I had a new manager at 19 that came in. It was kind of like the Wolf on Wall Street. He goes, you know, when he said, hey, show me your pay stub right now, I'll quit my job and I'll come work for you, if you show it to me. If you guys ever watch Wolf on Wall Street, this new manager came in and goes, dude, I made 225 grand selling cars in like Georgia. And I'm like, bullshit, I had a manager, he told me all I could make was 125, which is what I made. He goes, that's a lie, I got the pay stub in my glove box. I'll show you. He went out to his glove box, back in the day when we used our glove boxes, and he pulled it out. And I remember going, son of a bitch. I said, he's the best guy I've ever seen in my life. But now that I saw it, what do you think I made? 225 next year. Listen, it's all here. It's all here. So you know what I did? I did what you're gonna do right now. I took responsibility for what the next number was gonna be. And I'm crazy. Listen, my shirt says Elliott. Most of the time, it says psycho competitor. The reason why is because you're gonna get psycho. I'm psycho for my marriage. I'm psycho for my kids. I'm psycho for my team. I'm psycho in everything that I care. I'm psycho for God. I love everything. And by the way, I'm not like anyone else, and you shouldn't be either. Give yourself permission to just be different. People say, well, he cusses, he can't be a Christian. Yeah, well, look at my heart. Look at my heart, okay? Because I'm pretty sure that's what God judged. He said he hated the Pharisees because they freaking said something and then did the other. At least I tell you what I'm gonna do, okay? And I ask for forgiveness every night, so I'm good. And I wanna ask you this. At 20 years old, I made 500K. I wanna tell you what happened real quick. I'm gonna go to 22, I made 800K. I am a car salesman. I want you to understand something really quick. I walked into parties with my friends and people would say, oh, what do you do for a living? They'd say, I'm a doctor. They're like, oh man, you're a doctor, that's so cool. And then the next guy would be like, what do you do? I'm a chiropractor. And they were like, what do you do? And I was like, I'm a car salesman. And people would say shit like, oh, that sucks, man. Greatest thing ever happened to me. Greatest thing, you know how thick my skin is? You can say anything you want to me, it's not gonna bother me. You know this? There's this word, it's called Allodoxaphobia. It's the fear of what other people think about you. The hardest thing you guys will ever do in front of anyone is change in front of your peers. Ladies, look around the room, you guys see everybody? When you go to change in front of these people, it's gonna be different. Isn't that what you want? A different life? You want different results? You want different? Good. You're gonna have to be able to have people judge you, okay? And I'm gonna tell you, I learned this very quickly. Now this is the sales side. I got really good at sales. There was this thing called Roleplay. I did it all the time. You know, like, I'm gonna give you an example. What's an objection you guys get every day? Rates too high? Cool, so somebody says, you sell, right?
Well, I'm on online sales.
Okay, well, whatever it is. Let's say somebody says, oh, I like the house, but you know, looking at the rate, like, looks like the interest rates are a little too high. Am I right? I think I'm gonna wait. You ever heard something like that? Hey, number one, hey, Rhonda, I totally understand. However, you date the rate, you marry the payoff. Let me explain real quick, okay? If you would have been looking at this house a year ago, you literally would have gotten a bidding war with a bunch of other clients and you'd have paid an additional $300,000 for this house. Now, you probably would have got a better interest rate, but your payoff on this home would have been 300 grand higher. If we could have gone back a year from now and you'd have paid an additional 300 grand for this home that you're looking at, but got a better rate, would you have done it? Of course you wouldn't have done it because the payoff would have been 300 grand higher, but you wouldn't have had a choice and you would have had to done that if you wanted to buy a house. However, there's never been a better time for a consumer to make a deal on a property than right now. Why? Because the market's readjusted, Now, the feds have raised the rates a little bit, but we also know it's an election year, so we know later this year rates are going to come back down. A payoff you owe, if you want to pay it off, you write a check for what the payoff amount is. Today, when you buy this house, you're making an unbelievable deal. By the way, do you believe in inflation? Do you think it's real? Yes or no? Yes, inflation is real. So when you make this great deal today, we know in 2 or 3 years you're going to have a lot of equity in this property because of inflation. Does that make sense? But we know in the future sense that when the feds drop the rates, your payoff's going to be lower. We know inflation's going to increase on the property, so you're going to have equity. And we know when the rate goes down, you're just going to refinance it. And abracadabra, you got your house, you got a great deal, you got equity in your home, you date the rate, you marry the payoff. Okay, good job. I will close you. I will shut you down. I will make sense and communicate with you why we're going to do it now. I want to tell you something. Sales is role play to me. You have to role play. I want everybody to write down the top 5 objections that you guys get all the time. And listen, I know that you're older, and when you get older, you're like, oh, well, you know, kids do that. No, professionals do that. Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, those guys, they practice every day. When they made it to the NBA, they didn't say, well, I'm going to stop practicing because I made it. They practiced harder. Listen, if anyone tells you that role play is stupid, do me a favor. Ask yourself, do I want to be like them? Do I want to make what they make? Do I want to have a life like them? Like I always say, like, don't take advice from somebody you don't want to be like. Okay? And so I want to tell you this. I think role play is the greatest thing that anyone could do for 10 or 15 minutes a day. It's a little awkward in the beginning, but what isn't awkward in the beginning? Once you get good at it, you're going to have fun. Just like I just handled that objection. I love doing it. Dude, listen, if you just take the top 5 and you pick someone for 10 minutes a day and you just kind of play with each other, right? Like, hey, the rate's too high, go. What does that do? Just knocks the dust off you. That's all it does. It just gets you ready. We're like, oh man, do you know what? I messed that one up. But if that sucker hits me later today, I'm going to be ready. And then guess what? I played out that situation already. So when it comes out later, I don't play it out and practice on my client. There's a lot of money on the line. We don't practice on our clients. Amateurs practice on their clients. Hey guys, looks like you made it to the end of the video. You're the true 0.0001 1%ers. Look, I know 1%ers that can make it halfway through the video, but making it all the way through, you guys are the best. Now, here's what I'd like to do. Number 1, I want to get closer to you. The fact that you made it all the way through the video, you're like, man, dude, I want to roll with this guy. Okay, so I need to connect with you. Down below, there's a description box on this YouTube video. There's a link. It says Coach with Me one-on-one. Okay? If you'll go and you'll enter your information, I'll reach out to you in the next 24 hours. You can tell me what you need help with, what your goals are, and we will crush it together. I would love to help you guys go to the next level in life. You can tell I'm changing my life really fast, and I know that you guys want the same thing. I'd love to go with you on that journey. So right now, if you'd like to partner with me, team with me, if you want me to help coach you and push you, everybody needs a coach, a higher level of accountability to go to the next level. Go to the description box below, click on the link, fill out your information. I'll talk to you in the next 24 hours. Let's kill it.